I'm Daisy Martinez for eHow.com. Today, I'm going to rock your socks off with some delicious braised pork tacos. We're starting out with a beautiful piece of boneless pork shoulder. And for this recipe, what you want is a well-marbled piece of meat. So if you can't find a pork shoulder, boneless pork shoulder, you could use bone-in pork shoulder. Just take the bone out yourself. Or you could use a picnic cut or a Boston butt. Anything like that works very well. Also, I want to point out that we're going to be using Mexican chorizo, which is a raw sausage, much like this. Not to be confused with the more traditional Spanish chorizo, which is a dry sausage that you can actually eat like this, just sliced. You can't do that with the Mexican sausage. So what we're doing today is using that Mexican sausage. I've taken it out of the casing and browned it. And to that, we're going to add some chopped onion. And this is going to help you pick up all of those delicious brown bits off the bottom of the pan. We're going to add some garlic chopped. We're going to add some warm spices. I have Mexican canela or cinnamon. I have clove, I have allspice and cumin. And we're going to add that right in. And then to that, I'm going to add a can of crushed tomatoes. Now the pork butt, what I've done with the pork butt is I've marinated it overnight in citrus. I use grapefruits, lemons, a little salt. We're going to break this down, and what I've done is I've sliced it, dusted it with commercial adobo. Commercial adobo is nothing more than a mix that you can buy with salt, pepper, cumin, lemon zest. It's whatever you want. You can get a gazillion different types of adobo. And I've browned the pork shoulder, the sliced pork shoulder, and I'm going to just tuck it into this sauce that we're building in here with the chorizo, with the onions, the garlic, the warm spices. And we're going to tuck this in, and we're going to let it nap for about 3.5, 4 hours so that it's literally falling apart when you touch it. So we cover it, look at it, every half an hour or so, turn it so the bottom doesn't stick, and we're going to leave it at a low simmer. And what we end up with, all those big slices of pork, this is what I'm left with. I've already pulled some. And we have this beautiful, deep, rich, dark sauce. Okay. And so I have the pork that I've pulled, and look at this. Can you see this? Look how tender this pork is. It just literally falls right apart. And watch what happens now. We're going to take all of this delicious pulled pork and we're going to reintroduce it into our sauce that we made with the tomatoes and the chorizo and all those delicious warm spices. And we're going to just coat this pork. Okay. And then I'm going to open up a flame, grab my tongs. I got a tortilla or two, and just heat it real quick over the stove. How many tacos am I going to eat? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? And this happens in a matter of seconds. You actually can just see the tortilla deflate. This is the perfect dish to make and invite friends. You tell them, come on over. I'm making tacos this weekend. What are you doing? Then you get them to help you make them. Okay, so we have our tortillas. We have pork. Look at this. How gorgeous is that? Rich, satiny, beautiful. And I have some gorgeous cotija cheese because we're gilding the lily. And a sprig or two of cilantro just to give it a little green. Wow. Also, and you can experiment with different kinds of cheeses. You can use jack or a pepper jack or even a Colby would be fun with this. And now I get to taste. Wow. I'm Daisy Martinez for Rehau, and I love my job.